Hello, everybody, and happy Friday. Welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. We are gonna hang out as we do every week. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hello, everyone. Let me type in the comment section real quick. Hello, hello, hello. So good that you guys are here. Let me check a couple of things real quick. Make sure we are good to go. I think we are. Fantastic. Man, hello, happy Friday. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Happy Friday, welcome back. Let's get the weekend popping off. Lots of things to do. It's just been Grand Central Station around here in Victoria Marie Designs. We're having a lot of fun. Hello, everybody. Hello, so glad that you're here. Hi, Teresa. Hello, Gloria, Barbara, Daisy. Caleb Garcia 787. Hello. Hey Deborah, what's going on? Happy Friday. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm kind of late in reminding people that today is our Friday live. It's been crazy. My plan was to get up this morning to make sure that I posted. Well, actually, I take that back. This was, if there was ever a week to have all the deadlines, like all the deadlines, it was this week. So I'm down to one last project. Been so busy. So I'm kind of behind on content. If you're a patron, hang out with me. You guys got content coming. YouTube, anybody who's needed anything from me, it's going to be coming. But this week was insane with deadlines. Do you ever have those weeks where you just have a lot of things going on? That's how this week was for me. It was crazy. Hello, everybody. Lisa, Mary, Ada, hello. Brenda, Carol, Antonella, Patricia, what's going on? So glad it's Friday. Signed up for this week. Woohoo! Scarlet Forever, hello, my friend. Carrie, Robin, Lisa, Cody, what's going on? Hopefully you'll be able to join the crop. I really hope you can. Attempted to move your studio this weekend. That sounds interesting. I'm always down for a studio redo or whatnot. If you're just joining us for the first time, hello, welcome. I'm Victoria Calvin, owner of Victoria Marie Designs. Welcome to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel where I do all things scrapbooking and crafting. If you like that type of thing, what you can do is hit the subscribe button when you do click the bell. So you'll be notified each and every time I post something here to the channel. We go live pretty much every week on Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we just hang out and do the thing. There we go. Lois says, me too, all the deadlines, end of the month. You know what, Lois, it's always the end of the month when things are due. Absolutely. Hey, Lori. Hey, Ariel. How are you? And Cindy, hello. I'm so glad you guys are here. We're going to take a deep breath. And for the next hour, we're going to focus on just kind of making some stuff, right? So I have one announcement, and then I'm going to tell you kind of the plan for today. I actually switched up what I was going to do today. And kind of change things on the fly. So I hope this works. Hey, Snap, what's going on? Okay, so quick announcement. If you haven't already, it is not too late to sign up for the Victoria Marie online virtual crop. This month's theme is a sports-related theme. And the challenges, although they have somewhat of a slight sports theme, are for everybody. So you don't have to like sports necessarily to participate in the Victoria Marie online virtual crop. I did post a link in the description if you're interested in joining us at $7.99 USD. And we have challenges. We're going to kick off tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time with a Zoom scrap and chat. And then we have 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. There's challenges that'll post at a scheduled time. And then we have giveaways. All of this is hosted on the Victoria Marie Mighty Network. So if you want full details and to register, go to the Victoria Marie blog. All the information is there. If you are already a member of the Victoria Marie Mighty Network, all you have to do is sign in to the Victoria Marie Mighty Network. On the left-hand side of the page, go to Groups, and then you'll find the Scrapper Bowl online virtual crop, and you can just sign in from there. Hello, Patricia says, just signed up. Woohoo! Jessica, hello, happy Friday. This week was tough here at first. Yes, first week back to teaching at school. Oh, wow, it was, and it was nice but exhausting, I bet. It's not the same as usual for sure. So educators are the MVPs, I'm telling you. Fantastic. Cindy says, don't fall off your chair, but I'm going to pick and complete one of the challenges. I hope so, Cindy. That'll be fantastic. Hey, Melissa, what's going on? Hey. So if you're interested in hanging out this weekend at the Victoria Marie Online Virtual Crop, the cool thing about the crops is that you don't have to go anywhere to participate. It's all hosted online on the Victoria Marie Mighty Network platform. You only have one place to go, and everything that you need for the crop is provided. We have a schedule of events, and so that is provided to you. I have that posted on the blog with the crop information so you can kind of see how things flow. There is a challenge tonight, and then we have 4 challenges, 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, and they post to the Mighty Network crop group at specific times, and then the Zooms are scheduled at specific times too, so you get all the information that you need, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you haven't signed up yet, you have until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can come and join us. Now here's the cool thing about the crops is you don't have to finish the challenges over the weekend. You will have until, I think the due date's March 19th. For those who are signed up for the crop, let me know, because I don't have my info in front of me. You usually have about 3 weeks to play along with the challenges, and we do have people who will take that entire time to play along, and that's perfectly fine. You just submit a photo of your project and you post it just like you would on a Facebook post. It's similar on the Mighty Network. You just post it to the challenge prompt and you're good to go. Some people don't play along with the challenges. They just like the live Zoom scrap and chats, which we hang out for about 2 hours or so, and we talk about everything under the sun. So if you've already participated, you know how those things go. We have a lot of fun. It's a great time to connect with people, and that is really the most popular feature of the crops is the Zoom scrap and chats. I think since we're not able to get not able to be around each other and go to crops and retreats as much as maybe some of us have, or maybe you haven't ever, this is a really great way for you to hang out with other scrappers. So come join us. The link is posted in the description. You can go to the Victoria Marie blog, and I do have a page on my blog that says Online Virtual Crops. If you click there, all the information's there, including information and the link to register. It's only $7.99. Brenda, thank you. So the deadline for the submissions for this crop is March 12th. Thank you, Brenda, for letting me know that. Thanks so much. Hey, Robin, what's going on? So you have until March 12th to complete the challenges. And you don't have to sign up today. You have until Sunday. So if you're not quite sure what your schedule's like, or if you're able to play along, don't worry. You can sign up until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you come and join us. We're going to have a ton of fun. Before we get started, if you like the live stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That'll let YouTube know that you like this type of thing, which definitely helps the channel. So let me tell you about the inspiration for today's project. Now, I had someone message me. Well, let me back up. Last night, I hosted a Facebook Live on the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler Facebook group. And Scrapbooking Cards Today has a sampler kit that you can purchase. For those of you who know about Scrapbooking Cards Today, it's a magazine, scrapbooking magazine, one of the best in the industry. And they have a sampler kit that you can subscribe to. And I think it's only like $14.99 a month. And in the sampler kit, you get a variety of papers and embellishments and whatnot. And I've already torn into this kit because I used it last night and a little bit before. But let me bring out some of these elements. So I hosted this live, and it was so much fun. And these are for people who are subscribing to the sampler kit. So every month you get some papers of some sort. So this month we got some 6x6 papers, or some papers cut down to 6x6. And there's 2 color themes. There's this black, red, and white sort of Valentine color scheme, which you'll see here in a second. And then we got some things from Pink Fresh Studio from the, I keep forgetting the name of the collection. Let me look. Let me not guess. So for the February sampler, you get Pink Fresh Studio Let's Stay Home collection. So you get some papers from there, which is a really, really fun collection. So double-sided, so cut to 6x6. And then you get some coordinating embellishments. So it's just enough product for you to create a layout or whatever project you want to do. So it's a sampler. You get a sampling of embellishments and papers and stuff like that. So here are the stickers that go with that, as well as some die cuts that coordinate with those pattern papers. And there's all kinds of little die cuts in here that you can use for all of your projects. Scrapbooking, traveler's notebook, there's some puffy stickers, that type of thing. There's also some enamel dots. And here's some more die cuts as well. Just kind of a little variety of die cuts. And then The other collection that they included in this sampler is this Valentine's sort of love theme collection. And the papers are from Photo Paper Play. Let me get these kind of situated here. I've already dug into some of the papers already because I made a layout. I'm going to show you the layout that I made here in a second. So here is the Love Letters collection. And you get some 6x6 pattern papers, double-sided. Look how cute those little teeny little birdies are. Just so adorable. I love it. Love it, love it. So you get the papers, and then you get some of these really fun die cuts. And you get some more die cuts. These are some black die cuts with white embossing. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. This is from Close to My Heart. This is from the Every Little Thing Compliments, which is fantastic. I love Close to My Heart. Beautiful stuff. I also have some more pattern paper here that I kind of cut up into already for yesterday's project. Look at those little mail boxes, the little post boxes are adorable. So this month's kit kind of challenges you because you have two different color schemes going on. This black, red, and white, more Valentine love theme type of product. And then you have sort of the light, colorful product from Pink Fresh Studio. I'm trying to get all these things together here because I've been playing with this kit. So then you have this Pink Fresh Studio one. So two totally different color palettes that you can work with. So ideally, you can do a couple of layouts or whatnot, doing something love themed. You can do sort of your everyday story scrapbooking with the Pink Fresh Studio stuff. So it's all very beautiful, very nicely curated by Scrapbooking Cards Today. Love them. I know a lot of you are probably subscribers to the magazine. If you're not, make sure you check it out. I provided a link for the sampler, so if you're interested in subscribing to a kit, and maybe you don't want a full kit, or maybe you've been subscribing to a lot of full kits and you just want something that'll provide you with just a tiny bit of product, but product from fantastic companies, check out the sampler. So these are one side of those papers, and then here's the other. And some of you have probably seen this collection already. Absolutely love it. Just stay home, or let's just stay home. Okay, so there's that. Now, Scrapbooking Cards Today has some exclusives as well. So included in the February kit are the Today and the little 2-heart acrylic pieces, and I'll probably use that for today's project, but that's exclusive to Scrapbooking Cards Today for this particular kit. And furthermore, they have an exclusive stencil, which is really fun. I think they're going to start including stencils more or some element like this in their kits ongoing. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's provided. But I love the stencil, and I used the stencil last night. I'm going to show you the project I made last night, and I'll probably use it again for today's project. We'll see how it goes. But you have a really fun 6x6 stencil that you can use for card making, for scrapbooking, traveler's notebooks, project life, whatever it is that you use it for. You can definitely incorporate a stencil. So that was last night's live, as I demonstrated a technique using a stencil and then using a die, a shape die, as a stencil to kind of do a tone-on-tone shape stencil effect. It was really fun. So if you are a part of that Facebook group, make sure you go check out the live. You'll be able to find the video in the feed of the group. And if not, and you're interested in joining, make sure you find just, I think it's SCT Sampler Group, FB Group. I have to get the exact name. But you can definitely subscribe. I think it's $14.99 a month. You get a sampler. It's fantastic. I love it. I think it's great. And for those of you who didn't know, I am on the Scrapbooking Cards Today design team. It's so much fun. And yesterday was a lot of fun going live. I hadn't done a Facebook Live in a while, so I was trying to like feel my way around. I'm always doing lives now on YouTube or on Zoom, so I hadn't done one on Facebook, so that was a lot of fun. Okay, so it is the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler. You get all kinds of fun goodies in the sampler. I hope you guys check that out. Now, with that being said, let me show you the layout I made last night. So last night during the Facebook Live on the Scrapbooking Cards Today Sampler Facebook group, I made this 8.5 by 11 layout using the exclusive stencil, and I also used a heart-shaped die from Tonic to serve as my stencil for the heart. I don't have a heart stencil, and I certainly could have made one, but I'm also really interested in using other tools to help me out when I need something functional, like a shape or whatnot. So I just happen to have some dies hanging out on my desk from a previous project, these tonic dies. And what I did was I took the larger die and I used it as a stencil. I'm not going to do this technique today, but I used it as a stencil. Let me pull it out so that I could have the heart shape. Now, I could have just punched out a heart, but that would have given me a solid heart. And I could have nested a heart, which would have given me some sort of a heart outline if I wanted to do that. But essentially what I did was I positioned the heart, and then I did some pink inking using some inks from Close to My Heart. And then over the die, I placed this heart stencil, and then I used a darker color to stencil in those little tiny hearts. So what comes from that then is I have an outline shape with the little hearts inside of it. So it's the Scrapbooking Cards Today Sampler Facebook group. Thank you, Brenda. See, people keep me on track because I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you, Brenda. So this is a really great way to get some utility from your dies, is to use it as a stencil. And I've done this many times when there's a shape that I don't have as a stencil, but I have it as a die, then I use it as a stencil. And particularly if I need some kind of outline shape because I'm going to stencil another image into that shape. And there's a lot of different ways you can approach doing this. This is just one way. So that's what I showed the group last night. So this is the layout that I made of me and my little Ren Bin. I'm going to do another layout today of me and my little girl. This was actually an older picture of her when she was probably about 6 or 7. And of course now she's, 2,000 years old now. So I created this layout only using products from the sampler. Okay, so this brings me to my story. So I had someone reach out to me and they asked me, do you ever, or what did they say? The person said that they don't have a ton of scrapbooking supplies. And anytime that they watch a anytime they watch a YouTube video or they see something on Facebook or whatnot, they think that the person who's designing the layout is using all this product and the layout looks beautiful. And so in her mind, she thought she had to have a ton of product in order to make a beautiful layout. And so I said, hey, come join me on Friday because I might just address that issue during the live. And so I changed things up. I was going to do something else, but I thought I would talk about today using just a small amount of product to make a scrapbook layout and how you can really challenge your creativity only using the items that you have at hand. Now, we all have a different volume, different level of supplies. Some of us have a lot of supplies. Some of us have just a little bit of supplies. But I think sometimes we get caught up in the product part of it that we forget about the storytelling journey, or even on the creative end of it, that we can actually do a lot of fun creative things just using a small amount of product. So what I want to do today, I'm going to move this layout out of the way. I'm going to create another 8.5 by 11 because that's just kind of how I'm feeling. I'm going to grab a piece of Nina Solar white cardstock and I'm going to make a layout about me and my kiddo, and I printed the photos in black and white. And since I have a bit of this Valentine theme product left over, I thought I would use that. Just use these elements here to make a layout. So I'm going to show you what I'm working with. I've got some of these little die cuts left. This is from Close to My Heart, and you just punch them out. You could also, if you want to get really scrappy, you can use these negative spaces as a stencil. So for those of you who like to reuse your packaging in that way, this is also a really, really good idea. So there's a few elements on here that I can definitely use that would work perfectly for creating a layout, right? You don't need a ton of stuff. Then I have another sheet of little die cuts as well. So these are fun. And then I might use You and Me Forever as a title for this layout. So we'll see where that goes. Then there's another Close to My Heart, little cut apart here, not cut apart, but the little die cuts. They're perforated so you can punch them out. These brackets come from this little sheet too. There is a hello that maybe I'll use too. I don't know. We'll see. So again, just a small amount of items. Then I have some 6x6 pattern papers and then some leftover scraps. available. Now, I think on the onset, when people look at these supplies, they'll probably go, well, how are you going to make a layout? Just using those small amount of elements. And at this point, when you don't have a ton of product to work with, or if you only wish to work with a small amount of product, the key is to figure out how you can stretch that product using your tools and things that you have available to you. Maybe stencils, inks, dyes, those types of things to really create a gorgeous, gorgeous layout. I might go ahead and pull in these inks as well. There's Candy Apple and Flamingo by Close to My Heart. The Candy Apple is by far my favorite color that they make. I love it, love it, love it. And then I might pull in the stencil to see what I can do with that. Maybe the acrylic hearts, and then this acrylic today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. So I won't be using the pink fresh ones today. I'm just going to see how far I can get with this. What I like to do whenever I have a limited amount of supplies is I first try to decide, how I'm going to design the layout. That's obviously number one. But number two, how can I get the most out of these particular products and get them used up in some way? So let's go ahead and create the background. What I want to do is I'm going to trim this down. And I want to find a piece of paper that's going to go that I can mount this on, because I just don't want a white background. So I'm going to grab some of my, well, actually, let me see here. Marina. So I have a paper stack here, pattern paper. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I don't have a huge, large stash of just pattern paper hanging around. This is usually about where I roll with my stash of pattern paper, because I like to use it up. So I'm just going to dig through here to see if there is a option here that I can use as a background. And what I'm looking for is something that's black and white. I don't keep a ton of extra paper. I tend to use my paper a lot, so I don't have a huge hoard of pattern paper. Okay, so I immediately see, that's fun. This is a Swiss dot, although I think that's orange. Yeah, that's orange, so that's not going to work. Continue to look through here. Sometimes you forget what you have when you're not using it often. This one's more of an orangey color, so I'm going to keep going. I know some people have a huge, huge stash of pattern paper. I usually will, if I'm not going to use pattern paper, then I package up and donate it, give it away. Or Corinne inherits it, my daughter. What I'm looking for is something that I can use, like a black and white background. That looks interesting. I'm going to set that to the side. And I don't like to overthink this process. If I find something that works, that's great. And if I don't, that's great too. I just, move on to something else. Black and white. I should have something in here that's black and white. Of course, now I'm falling in love with all these pattern papers. Here's one with hearts. So that'll work with that. So I'm looking for stuff that's going to coordinate. That dot would work. I'm going to look for one more. There is a stripe, but I'm not sure if I want to use the stripe. Look for one more. Again, this was kind of a last minute change in what I was going to do today. This pink looks fun, which would coordinate with that fine, but I'm looking for black and white, so I'm going to keep going. I'm in the process of reorganizing my scrapbook room, and I plan on sorting my pattern paper by, here's one that'll work, sorting my pattern paper by color. So that'll make it easier to find what I want. But I'll get to that part. I'll get to that later. Right now we're building a set of cabinets in here, putting together from IKEA. Lois says, this is so relaxing. Oh, well, I'm so glad. I feel so relaxed now, says Mary. There's something relaxing about seeing someone go through their stack of pattern paper, right? Okay, so I have some choices here that I can work with. I've got sort of this linen grid type page. It looks like linen to me, but it's more of a grid. I have 2 hearts, one with a lot of hearts and one with hearts a little bit spread out with some white space. And then I've got this polka dot. And I'm thinking what I'll do, oh, my paper bit. Grab another one. I'm thinking, I really like the dots. So that's an option. The hearts are an option. These. Okay, I don't think I like that. This. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate these 2. So I don't like that. Now I'm left with the dots or the hearts. Okay, so in the comment section, let me know. We're going to do a group poll. Which one do you guys like better? The hearts. This is going to be part of the background. Or the dots. So let me know, hearts or dots? Which ones do you guys like? Hearts or dots? And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to trim up my photo. And this is me and my girlie. We went and took a walk around the neighborhood because that's pretty much all we can do these days is walk around the neighborhood. We are going to do a very quick, short staycation in Dallas next week, which we're looking forward to. Super socially distant little staycation. We're going to go see a gorgeous performance, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, hearts or dots? Hearts or dots? Go ahead and weigh in, and then I'll check out the comments in just a second. Right now, I am going to mount my photo on some white cardstock, so I want a white border around my photo. My photo is printed at 4x6, but I trimmed it just a tiny bit to take out some of that white space. And since I'm making an 8.5 by 11 layout, I like to use a smaller photo. You can use 4x6 photos on an 8.5 by 11, but if you want a little bit more space, you can definitely scale your photo down just a little bit. All right, I'm about to check the comments. Go ahead and weigh in. Hearts or dots? What do you guys think? Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. Okay. I think the hearts have it, so we're going to go with the hearts. Thank you, everybody, for playing along with the Victoria Marie. Tell me what I need to do with this layout. Okay, fantastic. We're going to go with the hearts. So, next up, I'm going to trim my 8.5 by 11. I'm going to trim probably about a 1/2 inch off. Just 2 sides of this Nina Solar White cardstock. I chose Nina Solar White because you can blend on it, so if I decided if I was going to do some ink blending, it'd be a nice substrate to ink blend on. Now I'm going to trim up my 12 by 12 paper, and some of you are asking where this is from. This is Felicity Jane. This is a Felicity Jane pattern paper. And this is from the Bailey kit from last year. I'm going to trim this down first to 8.5 by 11. And because I love this paper, I'm also going to gut the middle of it. Great way to preserve your paper, if you wish. Let me check this out first. Make sure that I have, yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to take out the middle section of the paper, and I only typically do this if I have a good amount of sturdiness with the pattern paper I'm using. Not all pattern paper has the same weight, so sometimes you need that extra reinforcement if you're going to mount your photo. Do a double mat or a triple mat. You need that extra little bit to support your layout. but I know some people often ask if you're using a pattern paper, why are you going to cover up all the pattern? Particularly if you only have one of a particular type of pattern paper, then you want to preserve that in some way. Alrighty, so I'm going to set that to the side. And let's grab some adhesive. That there. And if you want to get really, really cheeky, you could stitch around the border of it. I might do some faux stitching because I have a great stamp for that. All right, so I'm just going to mount this on the pattern paper. Try to get that as even Stevens as I can. There we go. And then I have my photo. Alrighty, so next up, I'm going to bring over just my few little bits and pieces and bits. And I'm thinking I might want to, let's see here. Let's see what we can do. When I'm working on a layout, I need to spread all of my elements out so I know what I'm working with. So I have this little tray that I picked up at Target last year during the spring, and they had a whole bunch of wedding themed type items. I'm just going to go ahead and take these off. And this was one of the trays that was available, which was really, really cute. So I like picking things up like this so that I can use them for this purpose. I'm just going to go ahead and punch everything out because why not, right? Why not? Let's punch it out, see what we're working with here. As always, not as always, but sometimes I don't always have a plan. This was a very last minute plan to show one of our fellow community members that you can in fact just use a small number of items in order to create a layout. We've got some brackets. I just want to lay everything out and see what I have. When you get your new product or any product, take it out the package, right? Lay it all out. See what you have so you know what you're working with. I used to hoard product all the time. All the time. Hoard it. Hey, Erica, what's going on? Hey, Natalie. Cindy says, I love seeing this part of your process. Thank you. If you like this type of thing, I am starting to provide more behind the scenes look at my process for my patron community. So if you're interested in that type of thing, consider becoming a patron. Okay, so I'm just going to punch these out. And by the way, if you get this cardstock from, or this element from Close to My Heart, just know that it has these little tiny bits, the little frayed pieces that'll come off along with your cut, your die cut, so you can just sweep those away. Okay, just let me pull this out. I want to see exactly what I have. So I can also, when you pull it out of the package, you can then audition it on your page to see if it's going to work. Versus just, you know, looking at it and then putting it in a drawer and not opening up your package. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Let's see what we're working with here. I got these middle sections. So I'm kind of buying myself some time here so I can figure out what I want to do with this layout. Of course, I'm going to layer. You guys know that. Or I might try something different. I don't know. Oh, come on, little thing. There we go. I actually am thinking of something different. It'll feature some sort of layering, but I'm kind of feeling a grid. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of a layout that I made a couple of years ago that features a grid on an 8.5 by 11 layout. I'm going to see if that'll work. Okay, so I got all the embellishments. I got the paper. I have a stencil available to me if I want to use it. So let's see where we can go with this. So I'm just going to take my little surface sweep here and sweep off these little frayed bits. People ask me about this all the time. This is called a surface sweep by Tonic from the Nouveau collection. And it looks like a cosmetic brush, but really you use it to sweep away glitter or whatever you have. I love it. I use it all the time. I use it every day. Love this thing. And it's super soft, great bristles. And I believe scrapbook.com and Tonic sells it on their website. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is put the photo here and then build out a grid in the white space, like 2 by 2 squares, using the pattern paper. And that's going to do a couple things. It's going to force me to use the pattern paper. And since I have these smaller embellishments, I can either layer the embellishments on those little 2 by 2 squares, or I can use them as a part of the grid. And then I can use like this label or something as my title. And maybe do something like this. And do the title down there. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? Peppering this, so we'll see where we can go here. Maybe I use this hello. I don't know. So, let's grab my trimmer. And this is a great way to use up all those extra little pieces of paper. I don't actually know if that's 2 by 2. That's not. Okay? So let's go through and chompa this paper up and see where we can go with this. So I think I'm going to do 2 by 2 squares to start. And I'm just going to kind of lay them out doing this grid. When in doubt, go with a grid, right? Is this the same size? Oh, that worked. Oh, yes, that worked out perfectly. So I'm just going to lay this out and see what it looks like. We can go either way with that one. I love the double-sided paper because it gives you some options. Now with this type of project, I like to cut these out so I can see how much space I have, because I do want some white space. So I think I can do 2 rows of 2. I'm just using these as placeholders right now. I could also put my photo, I can put my photo wherever, actually. Maybe there. Okay, let's finish cutting these out and see where we get with this. For those of you who are joining us, we are talking about just using a tiny bit of product in order to make a scrapbook layout. Okay, I think I'm good there. Let me cut out some more paper so I can have some options. I'm just using these as a placeholder right now. Let's do that flowering one, the other side. If you don't have a whole lot of product, this is when you get real scrappy with what you have. Scrappy, you get real scrappy. Let's see. I got every layer that I can. Got to use every bit of it. Got that right, Yolanda. Absolutely. Cool. All right, here we go. Got those 3 squares. Okay, so I think those are going to be great patterns. I didn't choose this one because it has a lot of text and whatnot on, and I could use this for something else. And then I really, look at those little birds. I don't usually go for animals on a scrapbook page, but these little birdies are so, so adorable. That's so cute. I'm about to cut into this paper. I'm going to tell you that now. I might use this heart paper, perhaps as a layering element behind my photo. We'll see. We'll go from there. Okay, so using these papers, I could also go smaller. I could do 1 by 1 inch squares as well. So as it works out, let's see. Again, just using that as a placeholder. Haven't decided what squares I'm going to put where. I'm just using this as a placeholder. Let's see. Can I get it? Did my math work out? Nope. Gonna create. Now, here's what I need to be mindful of. I need some place to put my journaling. and that might go there. I also could layer on my title here, or whatever it is I was going to use for my title. And then put my journaling here. Let's see how this works out. So it would be something more akin to this. Okay. Okay, so what I would then do, if I were me, what I would then do is make sure that I leave a space for journaling here, and then I have my title here. I think that'll work. And I have some extra little squares left over that I can make like a card or something. There we go. Okay, so already, just using pattern paper, right? Just using pattern paper, we created this really fun composition. And I want to make sure that this is the order that I want it to go in. Let's see. If no, I liked it the way it was. Don't overthink it, Victoria. I like it the way it was. So this is starting to look real sweet, real editorial. I love it. Now, what happens then is I have these 7 spaces, and I like the odd number. I have these 7 spaces that I can then come in and layer with some embellishments. And it kind of looks quilt-like, right? I can add all kinds of stuff to this if I wanted to. That kind of looks cute there too. Okay, so let's get with the program. So I know that my photo is going to be here, and I think I'm just going to leave it as the white mat, I believe. And I'm just going to adhere this straight to the background. By the way, if you're joining us, this is something that I just came up with. I didn't have this planned today, but I like projects like that, you know? There we go. I'm going to take advantage of the white space here in the photo, which is just the catch and release pond in my neighborhood. And I'm going to use that to put my, my title. But this stuff up here, what I want to do is whenever I do a grid, I like to add some layer or some dimension behind the different grid elements. So I'm going to alternate which square that I pop up using some foam. So I'm going to move this out the way for just a second. Again, we've only worked with pattern paper. You can go a long way with pattern paper. If you're someone who's new to scrapbooking, this is a really, really great technique, particularly as you're building your stash. You can teach yourself to teach yourself to make layouts that don't require a ton of product. You can get really, really scrappy with what you have available to you. This could be a 12 by 12 layout as well. So I'm going to pop up this one, potentially this one. So I'm just going to add some foam to the back. And 3L adhesives, by the way. Love their adhesive. Okay. So this one's going to go popped up. What else could you use here? If you got some scrap pieces of vellum hanging around, that's another option. You got some glitter paper, grab it. Put it on your grid. Those scrap pieces of pattern paper you don't know what to do with, this is a great technique. You can also do a patchwork type of design too. We did that during one of the Victoria Marie crops. I think it was last month we did the patchwork one, which was a lot of fun. Ariel says, I love the grid. Thank you. Let me get my little desktop trash can over. Okay, so this one's going to go here. I like leaving a little bit of white space there for my grid. This one we're just going to adhere straight to the page. There we go. Beautiful. If you have a whole bunch of scraps hanging out, this might be something you want to do. Make yourself a whole bunch of these little backgrounds with grids on them. Why not? Now you don't have to do boxes. You can do strips of pattern paper as well. You can do another shape like hearts and whatnot. That'd be super fun to create your grid. Usually I pick an odd number of patterns or colors. And I think, do I want to pop this one up? I think I might. And what I'll do for the journaling is I'll type it up on a text box and I'll print it out and I'll adhere it to my page. I would have had that done already, but this was like literally came together last minute. Okay, this one's going to be popped up too. So my next tip, along with using all those scrap pieces or whatever you have left, or even just your small selection of elements, is to add some dimension. That's going to add a whole lot of interest to your page. So let's get the title on. I like to look for obvious things that work for my layout. Sometimes I'm pretty inventive with titles. Sometimes it's, you know, this is not a huge, big story. This is just me and my daughter walking one evening, but I enjoy spending time with her, and that's what I'm going to journal about. But this isn't one of those layouts where I'm telling this huge, huge story where I need the title to be, you know, prominent too. Okay, so that's part one of that, and look at all that fun dimension there on that grid background. Now here comes the fun part. Well, all of this is fun. Is using some of the die cuts. And again, I haven't used much other than pattern paper. Now I'm going to come over and see what die cuts I want to use. So I have this banner. And I have this scalloped butterfly die cut. And I'm going to grab my precision scissors because some of that from where I tore it off from the perforation rather, didn't come off. So I'm just going to do a little bit of detail cutting there. And I think I might put this one here. Who is loving this black and white? Like, it's just amazing. Here's a heart. I can put elements on all or just some of them. And I think, let's see, I like this, but maybe I'll switch that out for something else. I love the butterfly. So my worry is if I put, no, that looks actually really good. Okay, let's put that there. Maybe that there. Flower there. It's a circle element maybe here. That one's a little bit too big. This one has a heart. What if I cut this? I don't particularly care for oval shaped things, so I'm just going to cut this and make it a little heart die cut with the XOXO. You make your embellishments work for you, not the other way around, right? So don't feel like you can't cut into stuff and not make it work for you. There we go, that's easy peasy. Let's see if that'll work. Maybe layer these acrylic hearts there. Look at that. Not a lot of product, but it's looking pretty sharp. It's looking pretty sharp. I still have some more elements left over that I can make something with. I love these little leaf things, but I'm not going to use it on that. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that, folks. Let's go with that. So now I'm just going to adhere these embellishments. Again, I'm not using a ton of stuff. Let's find some glue dots because I need to put this acrylic piece on. So hold on just a second. Let me find my glue dots. Glue dots secured. My Zots, I've been using these for years. That's too big. Let's find the small ones. That one was too big. Pretty soon I'm going to have drawers under my desk, so all I have to do is just reach in my drawer versus trying to, you know, find all the stuff that's all over my all over my studio. I love the black and white with the pink too. Me too. Adore the heart paper background. Yes, me too, me too. It's so nice. This is not usually my go-to color scheme, but it's a nice departure from what I have been scrapbooking with lately. Some of these, let's see, I'm just going to adhere this. Do I want this to pop up a little bit? No, I'm just going to adhere it there. This I want to pop up just slightly. Move my little scissors out the way. Okay, let's pop that guy up. Little flower, then I have another teeny flower. I almost feel like I need 3 there, not 2. Yeah, I'm just leave that off. Okay, let's do this guy. I think I'm going to pop him up. Adding some dimension. I love doing that when I'm using just a little bit of elements, not a whole lot. This guy's going to get adhere straight down. There we go. You don't need all the things to make a great layout. I'm going to pop that up. Put the heart there. Yeah, that'll work. Because I've just used pattern paper and die cuts from this kit. And there's not a ton of product in this kit. It's a sampler. And I've made 2 8.5 by 11 layouts with it. So, I mean, what a great value. Okay. So I'm just going to come here and add another, oh, I hate it when I don't put the glue dot where I need it to be, and then it sticks to your finger and then becomes a whole thing. Okay, let's try that again. Glue dot. That's how I like to adhere my, nope, there. It's like how I like to adhere my acrylic pieces. All right, so I'm going to pop up these little wings on the butterfly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the journaling off camera, and then I will post this finished layout to my Instagram and on my Facebook page. So if you haven't subscribed there, make sure you check it out. Because the last thing I'll do is I'll add the journaling here at the bottom. Now I added some foam underneath the wings so it gives the appearance that it's flying off the page. Okay. Here we go. Looking fresh. Love that. Love it. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to add to this. I feel like I've kind of thought about adding a little heart there. Yeah, I like that. Let's grab a little foam. Trying to use up as much of this as I can. There we go. All right, so let's see what's left of this part of the kit. I've got these pattern papers. I've got some little die cuts left over. These here. So actually a good amount that's left over. I'm going to the brackets and a tab and a little arrow thingy and another little flower. So that's what I have left over. And then I have just little scraps of paper left over. Now for those of you, if you're like me and you like using every single scrap you possibly can use, you're probably thinking, hey Victoria, that's either another layout or it's a card or it's a tag or it's something, right? I have 2 pieces of the 6x6 pattern paper. I cannot get enough of that little birdie, it's so cute. But this could also be a smaller project like a card, or I can use it on another layout. I can pair it with maybe some other love-themed items that I have in my stash. But I still have a good amount left. Not overwhelming though, right? Notice that I didn't have anything else other than the pattern paper. Oh, I forgot there are butterflies up here. Other than the pattern paper and these little pull-aparts. So if you don't have a ton of stash, please know that you can still make beautiful layouts using just a small amount. If you don't wish to have a ton of product, and there's some of us, believe it or not, there are some people who are like, I don't want all the product, right? I just want what I want. I just need a little bit of stuff because either I'll be overwhelmed or I'm just not interested. Or maybe it doesn't meet the way that you scrapbook. Maybe you're more of a simple scrapper. Or maybe you just don't want a ton of product in your space. I know a lot of people I've interfaced with recently when I'm talking about my room reorganization is that they only want to pare what they have down to what they have. But this particular person who sent me this message, she felt overwhelmed by her assumption that she had to have a ton of product in order to make a layout. So 8.5 by 11, using the pattern papers, using these embellishments, all I have to do is add in my journaling. And I could add in some other things if I wanted to, but this is really super high impact with the color, the pop of the black and white, the accent of the pink and the red. It's just really, really super, super, super pretty. And then going with a grid design allowed me to maximize using that pattern paper. And I have all these individual spaces that I can then embellish. I could have continued on here with maybe another block and then did a little bit of journaling, but I wanted to leave this spot here so that I can journal. And I might print it out on vellum and slap it on there. I'm not quite sure yet. So this is where the journaling is going to go. I could bring in some enamel dots if I wanted to. I think there were some enamel dots somewhere around here. I also could have used the stencil and done something interesting on these little squares if I wanted to as well. Maybe use some texture paste or something like that. That would have been fun. But just using the materials from the sampler kit, I'm able to get 2 8.5 by 11 layouts. I could have done 12 by 12 as well. I could have done even a double layout too. So there's, a 2-page layout rather. So 2 layouts so far, high impact, using a good amount of the product, but I didn't have a ton of choices. I just had a small number of products to use. That's the cool thing about the sampler, and that's one of the things Scrapbooking Cards today wants to demonstrate is that you don't have to have a ton of product in order to make really beautiful scrapbook projects. You in fact can use just a little bit and get the job done. And for me, the object of scrapbooking for me is telling stories. It's about the storytelling journey. And sometimes I don't need a whole lot of product to cloud my mind, right? I just need just a little bit of product to get me where I need to go. Okay, let me go through the comments. So let me know what you guys think about that idea of just using a little bit of stuff. Yolanda says, I already read that comment. Okay, the grid is such a great way to show off the pattern paper. Absolutely. I love grid designs. I adore the heart paper and the background. Oh, it's beautiful, right? It's so gorgeous. That's from Felicity Jane. Let's see. Awesome. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you check out the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler if you're interested in it. It's a really great value. I think it's $14.99. You get a sampling of product every month, and it's a great way to either support the products that you currently have in your stash, or if you just want a little bit of stuff to work with, that is a perfect kit. Beautifully curated from some of the top companies in the industry that have great relationships with Scrapbooking Cards Today, a lot of whom advertise in Scrapbooking Cards Today. So make sure you go and check them out. Erica said, these kits would be great for events with lots of photos. Yes, there's enough for 1-star layout, and then coordinate divided page protector too. That's a really, really good idea. Absolutely. Kate says, I love the idea of not using lots of stuff. It helps us keep the focus on what's important and not get bogged down. Absolutely. I agree. Yolanda says, love the idea of using minimal product. Me too. And then Deanna says, I appreciate seeing ways to change up the formulas of creating a page. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so make sure you check that out. I did post a link. Also, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, come join us at the Victoria Marie Online Virtual Crop. The link is posted in the description. It's only $7.99. You get 4 Zooms, or is it 5 Zoom Scrap and Chats. We have a kickoff one tonight. We have 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. We have scrapbook challenges, prizes, and giveaways. Lots of fun. Come hang out. I love hanging out with you guys during these things. This is like the favorite thing that I do every month. I absolutely love it. I know you guys do too. That information is also posted down below. And all the information is on the Victoria Marie blog. So the link is posted in the description box. Cindy says, I signed up for the sampler. See you tonight. Awesome. Awesome. Love the ideas using 6x6 papers. Yes, absolutely. If you have those 6x6 papers, this is a perfect way, because those 6x6 papers have smaller patterns, so you can do something like this on a smaller scale layout. All right, Kay says, this is fabulous. Love seeing what you create. Thanks again. Absolutely. What time are most of the Scrap and Chats? So Sarah, tonight's at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time for our Friday night kickoff. And then on Saturday and Sunday, the first one starts at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then the evening one starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on both Saturday and Sunday. See you at the crop, Heather. A crop regular, absolutely. Jennifer says, I cannot wait for the crop. Awesome. Margaret says, great ideas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend, whether I see you at the crop or not. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back next week, same time, same channel, where I'll be making something. I haven't planned it out yet. Maybe it'll be impromptu to answer this question for one of our viewers who was wondering how to use just a minimal amount of products on a scrapbook layout. So I hope you guys will join me next week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you around. Bye, guys.